didn't even check if my music is working right now. Where is the live stream? Ah, here, okay. What are we listening to? Oh, awesome, okay. Good. That means we are listening to... Am I live here too? Okay, nice. Digimon. Where do I have it? Over here. Okay. I think I can delete that. How do I delete it? Okay. That's fine, right? And then on Twitter, I was expecting something here as well. There we go. Can we hear anything here? Too. Nice. What's the quality? 1080. Okay, I think we are all set now with this. What are we working on right now? So I have implemented a new feature for WishKit that I want to merge. Actually, here I can show you. If we log into WishKit under settings, not settings, projects, look at this. This is a new project page. Previously, it looked like this. Name, API key, feedback board. You go and edit the name separately from viewing the key, from editing the slug, make it public or not. But now you have the name very prominently at top. You can view your API key like this. No further buttons, just a global edit button if you would like to edit the name, the slug, make it public or not. And also, new feature, email notifications. Notify voters when a feature moves to completed. So here, when you for better workout, move a feature from anywhere to completed, then everybody who voted for this one receives an email. So you see there's two users with two emails. I don't know why I have duplicated entries here. I need to fix that. But the email works. I already tested that. And I created a pull request just to review the code one more time before I merge it. It's internal anyway, but that's just for me for sanity, like to check. Let's see. What do we have here? Animated emotes can be disabled in settings. That's fine. Let's do multi-stream. I'd like to see from all. Alright, that's just, and I use Codex to do that. Mainly, all the code was done by Codex. So, good news, the feature you voted for in project name is now implemented, feature, description, and then the button to the wish list, but I don't actually want to call it wish list. I want to call it feedback board. So let's fix that. View feedback board, or open, maybe view. That's the public feedback board if yours is enabled. So from here, that one. Then everybody can on WishKit share their feedbacks that they're receiving for their app, right? So you can share that link, and in that email your users can access that publicly without having to go into the app. Okay, but that's that. And so let's see, we fix this one right now. We only changed that wording there. Updated wording in email for users. And then push. View feedback board, okay. I changed all the C's now that we are in 2026. That should be deployed too. Updated some wording here, but most importantly, the logic. Send feature implemented email. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to review that part because that seems unnecessarily complicated. What happened here? Alright. 2 recipients. But we're never voter emails. Oh, multiple. So we have all the emails we're passing in here. And then what do? Trimmed recipients, map, white space, and new lines. And then we're making sure none of them are empty. Because that's not unique recipient array set. Okay, we're making sure we're not sending emails twice. Understand that. But I feel like is empty is false. And then what? Let's see, this is the context. Oh, here, for recipients, we're sending the email like that. I would have liked to not have it be a loop and not go through these logics here. Just like we do here. Look, very simple. Create the view, create the information, and send it. It's very simple everywhere. So email address. I don't even check for the email address. I don't do any logic here. This is just sending. Okay. And then it's looping here in the background because I wrapped it in a task. I want to refactor this. I would like to say, so we got, if it's enabled and should notify, which means, yeah, if you don't update the state to the same state. So we got all the emails, and why don't we go and just say for email in voter emails, and then we send it. Why do we say with wish and with project? What is, right, because we need the project name. What am I doing over here? Just add my user model, email address, new email. Okay, I don't have a DTO, data transfer object that I use. Seems okay. This is feedback. Let's do maybe this. Email dispatcher and where I'm calling it from. So for each, does that make sense to loop and put like so many background tasks? Every email to its own background task? I think so, right? Because I don't care. Instead of having the whole thing in the background task, every single one has its own. Doesn't make sense? Doesn't make any difference? I suppose this is unordered. We don't care for the order, and this would be at least Yeah, I don't think we need all of that logic. Whoops. Where is it? Where am I? Email dispatcher. Here. All of this logic. Feature implemented context. Recipients. Maybe I can just leave it like that. And we do how would I usually do it? I think I usually would just have a task and send it. Right? I don't think I have it in here, but I think I will just usually do a task and then send it within that task. For each I don't really have to go and loop it like that, really. For email in wish votes. Oh. For each vote. Votes. Oh. Voter. Like this. And then I would access, and I would say voter.email. And it's optional because compact Mac. Okay, that makes sense then. Never mind. Because not everybody has an email. Send feature implemented to, and then here I would just say to recipient, and then here no loop, just recipient. Exactly. We got the context, project name. We could have feature implement context. We could have created that one outside. We could have created that here. And then we can pass in that one and the recipient. How about that? We do email contacts, project name, project slug, project, and then here we say send to recipient with context, feature implemented context. Wish title update. Yeah, we can do context. Wish title. Wait. Context. Project name. That's the wish title. No. Wish title. Oh yeah, update. This one is implemented. Hey Martin, why do you not quickly store emails, types, etc. and do a background task sending the emails? This would make the API quick. Quickly store emails, types, etc. and do a background task. So I'm not quite sure I understand what you mean. I am right now trying to send an email on the background, The looping would be on the, actually I could even put the loop on the background too. All of this, because we don't care for this to happen. What are you saying? Which would make the API quicker? Because this is, the sending would happen on the background task. We're not gonna wait for it to finish to respond. I think I'll put even the whole thing on the background, the looping through. So we have the recipient here, for example. What was it? Go to emails. To email with context. But feel free to explain. I'm happy to hear your thoughts. If there's something I'm missing. So here's what we're doing. This is sending the email, but it doesn't. This one is not dictating in what whether it's going to be main thread or background thread. But the caller side can decide, hey, I want to have this to happen on the background thread or on the main thread, right? So that's what I'm thinking right now. For each email, okay, I can ask Codex. I updated the method in Wish controller, especially the email sending. Check for bugs and share your thoughts. Let me see what Codex has to say. I definitely like how much simpler this looks like. I didn't like how complicated there was logic in here. This is only supposed to send the email to me. Only has the job of sending the email. Here, it does some logic of querying the account. Only send an email when notification is enabled. So that happens inside of here. So there's some gating happening. There's no gating happening here. Okay, let's see. Unhandled errors. Okay, medium. Email template is re-rendered once per recipient, which is expensive and unnecessary. You build the same feature implement context and then render inside for each email. Render once and reuse HTML. Okay, I see. I should validate the emails. Maybe I should do that. Still runs in a non-release environment, that's fine. I don't care for it to run in the development environment. But the other suggestions are valid. Now I'm rendering, this is expensive. That's why it's set to, okay, maybe I do a recipient list. And then I say here, then I say for recipient in recipient list. And then I send it for each. Is still bulk sending? I wonder. No. Interesting, there's just one. Send grid email. Send grid email from Maybe this is better. That way we are saving us the creation of the template. Less expensive. And then here on this end, we can say voter emails. We can compact map to recipients, voter emails. We can do that, get out of the loop. Still happening on a background thread, but now we don't recreate the template every time. That's one optimization. The other optimization is here we could map, we could flat map, maybe actually compact map another time. What if we just do it once? Compact map. Actually here. Let me have Codex do that. Okay, I did the optimization so that we are not creating the template for each recipient. Check it out. Let me know what you think. First, and then I'm gonna test it. That's gonna be the interesting part. Nice improvement. The template is now rendered once and reused per recipient, which is a solid performance win. Remaining concerns. Okay. Can you actually, thoughts on updating the compact map line here to include the, what is it, trimming, right? The trimming and deduping. Can we even dedupe? Potentially. Perhaps using a reduce function. Feel free to come up with the best efficient and swifty way. Readable and maintainable. Show me the code first before you start. Okay, I don't want him to just go and do it in case he's just like messing things around here. Alright, yeah, I figured reduce because we want to dedupe, right? So then we're trimming the characters, return. We are returning nothing if it doesn't contain, then we append. If you find with losing ordering this more efficient, yes, sure. Oh, set. Yeah, great, this is better. Filter is not empty. Why is not empty? We're compact. Oh. Oh yeah, because we were trimming the white space. What if there's like a white space string part of the email, and then we're trimming it out, so it's an empty string, but it's a string, it's not nil, and then we want to say it's not empty. Okay. I like the compact map approach. Do that really quick, and then I'll look over it and maybe update it to my likings. There we go, set. Yeah, why don't we just say, if this is for the emails, why don't we update this one to a set instead? Set of string. Right, can we still loop over it? We should be able to, and then we don't need to make an array. It's already a set. And then here, we're trimming white spaces and new lines. Trimming characters, okay. How about, oh, I suppose that's fine. trim. In case we end up with empty string. Sort out here. It filters whatever is not empty. Okay, I think that's fine. This is better because that one is still clean. And then we run it. And then here, by the way, this is where I'm going to test it. We have better workout as a project, right? And then we are going to move plush. Let's say we post plush and review. We can just delete that one. Let's delete it. Actually, let's delete plush. Let's move calorie tracker over to in review. So calorie tracker is in review. If I go to suppose my own email, I can check it on my phone. So here's what we want to do. Better workout, this project has notifications disabled, right? So nobody should be notified when this feature moves to completed. Let me see if that works now. We reran the project, so the new logic is in place. What happened here? Okay. First thing what we can check is if I move this to complete it now. Actually, let's do a here, just a quick breakpoint. Completed. We're in the background thread. I'm not sure it's gonna catch that. I don't know. I don't know how that works. If it's ever gonna catch that. Okay. But I'm not receiving any emails right now. And then we move it back. Change the project to do notify. And move it in here. Oh, wait a second. Hello world? Nobody voted in that one. Hello world? No, I did vote on that one. Why does this one only have one vote? Is that the same? Hello world uses feedback as a... Yeah. View upvoters. Okay, let me move it over here and see what happens. Am I receiving an email to my account? This is strange. Why would it only have one upvoter? Let's check the API key here. Copy. I think it is the right one. Yeah, the right API key, because I see everything else. I just don't see in review, calorie tracker, completed, hello world. Oh, because we were not on the right project. Calorie tracker, oh, okay. Never mind. Okay, better workout has it enabled. Let's disable it. That's why. So calorie tracker, I'm going to move this over, and I should not receive an email. And also here, I'll just put a breakpoint just in case. Actually, we could do it here before the task. So here. Okay, didn't get an email. We can put this back. And then update project, better workout to send notifications to users. Make sure we are in better workout. And now moving it to completed. How are we hitting the breakpoint? We are hitting the breakpoint. And then I got an email. Nice. This is what it looks like. Can you see it? Hopefully something somewhat. Good news. The feature you voted for in Better Workout is now implemented. Feature, calorie tracker. Description, I love. Okay, and then view feedback board because it's public. Let's double check. Better Workout project. Yes, it is public. That's why we have it included. Okay, nice. This looks good. That means we can push and deploy it. Let's do a sanity check here. We remove the trimming, unique as well. And then moved it over here. Refactored. Use a notification on complete logic. Push. That was the only thing I didn't like. See how noisy that function is? And what is this? Project controller. What are we doing here? Oh, that was to update. That's right. To update everything in one modal. To have everything in here instead of all of this separated in different modals, like the slug and the name. Let's refresh. Now this looks better. This is simpler. Just sending. Yeah, and we got a recipient list. And then we got the context here. Kumar. Thank you, Kumar, for the subscription, and welcome to the stream. How's it going? I'm gonna check the chat in a moment again. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the sub. Are you also iOS developer or using Swift? Okay, I wanted to check really quick. I don't know how long you've been in the stream right now, Kumar, but I'm still reviewing this PR to double check before I merge it. Once I merge it, it auto deploys and it will be available in like, I don't know, 10 minutes later on WishKit.io and update this whole page to the new look. And let me see. Unique request is valid. Invalid slug name. Update request is valid. If it's not valid, wait, but that's interesting. Update request has to be valid if it's not, and project name valid? Oh, that's why it implies the logic. If it's not valid, it's gonna go into the else, right? If it's not valid, well, if it's valid and project name is valid. So this is basically not project name. This is update request is valid. It's basically just checking the slug, and we have an is project name is valid. I think we should rename that because that seems general, but it's not. It doesn't seem like it. That was Codex. That was not me. Let's see. Slug. See? And then we have project name is valid. Is slug valid? Let's do that. Form message. If is slug valid, invalid project. Wait, is slug valid? True. That means invalid project name. Message. Let's do this. URL set parameter. I don't like the implicity of things. What are you going to do when you have 1,000 users to receive this email? Are you not afraid of performance issues? If I have 1,000 users to receive this email, isn't all of this happening in the background thread? Like, you know, this is my... Yeah, that's what we try to take care of in here, task. This is not main actor, this is not the main thread. We're basically queuing the sending of emails of 1,000 users onto the background thread. So this request, which is updating the state, which means moving that around, right? And the loading of up here, this loading is the loading of this function completing, right? Once this function completes, that loading completes up here. So what I'm thinking is this function will complete really quickly, just like right now, the same way, but in the back, and you know, I can continue doing my stuff here. And in the background, it'll be working on sending all these emails out because I put this in the background. So I don't think I'm worried about performance because of that. But we will find out, you know, once I deploy, we will find out how that works. People will be complaining or not, and I'll be testing as well. Okay, where was I at? Ah, that's right. I was about to fix this. So form message. Wait, why is this so weirdly indented? Form message, kind message. Right, for message, the message could be, and then we say, form message set parameters with a definite message. Okay, so we need to do that. This one, what if I say validate instead? Update request. Can I not say something like I don't like to change the logic much right now. I was thinking of having a state instead and a switch case, you know, instead of two different, something like saying enum valid validation result, and then case valid, invalid slug, case invalid project name, like that, and then have something like let validation result be validation result. Does not conform, and then do by default valid var encodable string codable, so we can encode decode that from the coder, and here I wonder if that's going to decode and encode properly. And then here, instead of saying is valid or is project name valid, I could just say func validate, and it will do that stuff and that stuff and set one of each. First slug and then ignore project, but if it's slug is fine, then set the project. But maybe that's too complicated. Maybe it's too much optimization when it's not necessary. Instead, I'm gonna write comments. Since guard is checking that either needs to be valid, if one is valid, the other one must be invalid. If slug is invalid, it implies that project must be. That's it. We're just going to add comments to make it more clear, and the naming. I sadly need, so it needs to send 100 emails before it completes. No, or should it be a detached task? It is a detached task, no? So I need to drop. We'll watch the reply later if I don't forget. No promises. No worries. No worries there. But let me see. Let me copy paste this to Codex. So someone is worried about the performance of sending emails. You know? If it needs to send an email before it completes. Wait. Does it need the method need to send an email before it completes, or is it detached? What do you think? Okay. Alright, forwarding your worries because I don't have a definite answer. I would assume this task is definitely in the background. Yeah. So, yeah, HTTP request returns immediately, does not wait for 100 emails to send. Are still sequential within the task, though. If you want to hire, no. We don't need to do that. Yeah, so there you go. It is in the background. The request is responding immediately. Or, yes, and then the emails are working in the background as expected. Okay, we have our migration here. Bool default false. Everything is disabled by default. Okay, nice. Okay, thanks. Whoops. Also made some variable name up to around update request is valid. Thoughts? I'm really bad at writing, but it still understands what I'm saying. As we review this, we're getting some input from Codex, and then we should be good to go. What are we doing here? Getting the votes? because of the emails. Okay. And then we have a local should notify helper. This looks good to me. We got the migration going as well. Okay, cool. Looks good overall. Is Slack valid? Is cleaner than is valid. Thank you so much. You could have done that too. The comment and update Slack is incorrect. If the guard fails, both Slack and email can be invalid. Right now the message will show invalid Slack name when both are invalid. It's misleading. Okay. Okay, update the comment then, but keep it simple. If you can do it better, do it better. Let me just quickly copy it. Show the most relevant error when Slack. Well, since we are implying that project is invalid online, I want a comment that tells me that. Because we're only checking show the most. If the Slack is invalid here, we imply the project name is the invalid field. Yeah, okay, sure, works for me. That's it. I think we can deploy. Let's check really quick here. We got the comment update and the name, sources, commit, refactor, variable, and added comments for clarity. And then we push. Now we got this one here, and we can just say merge. Let's do that. Now that we merged, we can check Heroku. And it should be on auto deployment right now. Okay, build in progress. So it's building it on the server, and once it's done building the new code base, see, once it's done building, it will deploy and everybody will have it. And then I would like to send an email for everyone to know that they can now use that feature. Right? Because it's, oh yeah, why did I implement that feature? Look at this, feature request. This is internal feature requests for people who are using WishKit. They can make feature requests here, and that was one of the most upvoted feature requests. Notify users who voted. When I change the status of a feature request to implemented, it would be great if I could notify all users who have voted for that feature request. Now, since I have changed implemented to completed, previously I think it was implemented, now it's completed. This is what we did. This is what we just did. And then I can let everybody know, not just the 39, but every user of WishKit know that we have that feature now, which is 150 users. Also, I just deleted or purged like 500 accounts because I had 500 accounts who signed up for WishKit and didn't log in over a year. And they had, I don't know, maybe a project or two, maybe they had tried WishKit and created a bunch of users. I have by now over 3.2 million users, app users, not my users, but from my customers, their app users accumulate in total 3.2 million database entries. That's a lot. So I don't want to waste space or computational power in filtering through them by keeping around 500 stale accounts with, I don't know, 2,000 or 200,000 users that are not relevant anymore. So I purged them, but I have a purge table that kept around the emails just so I can retarget them and say, you know, I can keep sending them emails about new features in case they now feel like, oh, I looked into it, it was not that sophisticated a year ago, but now it has features I'm interested in. So that's what I did as well. So now I have a closed loop. People can create database entries basically by signing up, but also I have a system in place that every day checks for stale accounts and delete them automatically. Every day there's a scheduler running once a day that checks for stale accounts that are, oh yeah, 1 year. Here's the logic. It is checking for an account that's still has not logged in for over a year, for 12 months, and sends an email with a 7-day notice. Creates a table, a purge table entry for that account with the date that this account should be deleted at 7 days from the creation of that entry. So the guy has the person has 7 days to log back in. If they log in, I'm going into the purge table, look for if this account is in the purge table, and delete that entry so he's not going to get deleted, and he basically reset the clock for a year. But okay, let's see. All right, so that's running. That was a feature I wanted to implement. Let me check if anybody of you had a comment there. Nope. Okay, good. Still counts. Yeah, this is something else to react to make them re-engaged. So for stale accounts, maybe after, I don't know, I was thinking of doing something like, okay, they already signed up for WishKit, but for some reason they were not convinced, right? But they made the effort of signing up, so there's some kind of interest there. Maybe they created a project, maybe they have users, maybe they integrated WishKit into an app for trying, but they haven't logged in again. So I'm thinking, if a stale account that hasn't logged in for, I don't know, a month or more, feedback, your last login accumulated 5 feedbacks. So then he thinks like, oh, there's actually something happening. I should check back and actually maybe use it. That's kind of the thought process. Getting users back into the platform. Okay, now what we can do, one of the very, very rudimentary features I implemented was that you now can change your email. That was not possible, believe it or not, until a month ago. You could not change your email. Now you can. And I'm thinking of just letting people know about that. Very simple email. But you know, every email is showing that something's happening. Actually, we can maybe even tweet about it. I don't think we did. Let me check. Okay, we are cleanup. Yeah, that's the cleanup. And we implement the export. Yes, but the email change was not communicated yet. Okay, so that's what we can do now. You can finally update your email. You can now finally update your email. That's it. Settings page revamp. Let's not do finally. You can now update your email, or you can, let's do that. That's like, you can finally update your email. Very indie hacker. Can you believe it? For 3 years you couldn't. For 3 years you could not update your email, but now you can. Amazing. Small things. And then, as we always do, I have observed that prioritizing mobile first design from the outset significantly simplifies the entire development process. What are you saying, Lewis? Mobile first design from outset simplifies the entire development process. Mobile first. Oh, you mean like, do you mean mobile first like this? Because that's what I know from. Or you mean mobile first, mobile apps first? Why don't I see you reply here? I would have missed it if I didn't check. I wanted to. Do you mean by mobile first? Like mobile apps first. And then I want to home, following, wishkit, like and repost, giving it a little bit of exposure. Oh, I actually, thinking about it, I actually just bookmarked an awesome article here from this guy. Fuck being a reply guy. This is amazing. Within 7 days, he had 4,000 followers when I read this article yesterday or the day before yesterday. About the same amount, around the same amount than I have. And within 7 days or so, he managed to get 5 million views and become eligible to get paid for his posts. So how many impressions does he have? Like 1.4 million in one day. And he wrote an article how he achieved it, and that was pretty good. I copied that article just to not forget. But he used X Pro to, and I want to do the same thing for my niche because it will give me exposure for wishkit too. But essentially what he did was, where do you do that? You do like the pro, where's the settings? Settings and privacy, where's the X Pro? Premium? Here, X Pro. What he did was, look, he got like columns, right? And he created a list, because you can create lists right here. You can say, for example, iOS small accounts, and then iOS medium accounts and iOS big accounts. So 3 lists. And then he had 3 columns for each list: small accounts, medium, and big. And then he just refreshed these lists and replied to accounts like that, being a reply guy. Every day he would add, like, for small accounts some thoughts, for medium accounts some more sophisticated thoughts, and for big accounts like even more time or whatnot. And he would get impressions on his replies, right? And because he's present in small, medium, and big accounts, he did it in the crypto space. He would gain exposure for his profile too, and grow in followers, and kind of be visible in that space, right? And I think that would be beneficial if I do that for iOS, because if I get exposure for my account, then ultimately I'm targeting the right people, which is iOS developers, to see wishkit, to then check out this business and maybe consider it for their app. So okay, long story short, that's something to try out. Oh look, we just purged 3 more businesses, 3 more accounts. The count is going down. And the funny thing is, it was like 849 or 50 for the last 2-3 days, and I'm thinking, is nobody signing up anymore? Because I usually get like 1 sign up a day on average. But it's counteracting forces, right? What if someone signs up? What if 2 people sign up today, but I purged 5 accounts? Then I only see the count going down. But at least those are quality accounts. Those are accounts that for sure are active right now, at least in the last year. So, okay, we did, look, it's deployed now. Let's refresh. We will have to relog in. And now people can use the latest. And everything is disabled by default for implemented features. But yeah, you can easily just enable it, and then all users get notified that something has been implemented or completed from your feedback. So now I can actually move this guy. I can move this guy to implement it and write an email. Let's open up Beekeeper. I don't have a, here's the funny thing, I don't have a way of grabbing this and moving it into implement it myself as an admin. So that is a feature that I didn't implement for myself. Instead, what I do is I go to feedback here, title equal to this, and then I say implemented. No typo, otherwise I will have a 500 error, and now it's moving over here. And the next thing we're going to work on is work in progress bubble. I'm gonna move this one in progress. There we go. Let's vote this up too. And then we're just gonna work our list through here that my customers are actually asking for. So I'm basically, I'm implementing what they want. I have my own ideas, what I want to build. Look how much I have in backlog and listed bugs, and maybe even in doing. And I'm not even really doing that. I just put it in here because I wanted to do them next. But I'm not focusing on these things before I focus on what my customers are actually asking for. Their ideas are more important, because if 30 people say they want this, maybe 15 of them, maybe all 30 are not subscribed, and maybe 10 of them will subscribe because this will be a feature they want to have. Speaking of, I just forgot, I want to put this behind a premium feature gate. Okay, let me do that. Let me get out of the context of codecs. Oh, I want codecs to forget about all the context we just built. Okay, let's see. Let's open review and see what's in there. I forgot what was reviewing it. Oh, okay, I was reviewing that stuff. That's fine. The new implementation. We can remove that. Git. The new implementation of the notification, user notification. Git checkout main, git pull origin main, and then we're back here, and then start codecs, and then I implemented, let's see here, wish controller, a feature that would notify, aka email, all users once a feedback wish state moves to completed of the Boolean on project model. Scan the entire code base to gain context around this feature and how it works and how it is exposed to the dashboard and project card. Toggle in modal. Once you gained full context, write an exhaustive, technical, detailed overview or document in Markdown here. I like to do that, or call it game plan or whatever, so then he can basically reread that context if he wanted to in detail. And once he regains that context, I didn't want Codex to know the context of we have built this together. I just want Codex to know this feature exists, what does it do? And then once it gains its full context of the full project, I want to tell it, hey, please gate it behind, or make it not available for starter tier. So here Maybe we will implement it ourselves really quick. Maybe we are quicker than that. Here we can say account dot tier unequal starter end. Do we have access to account here? Admin, we don't. And then we need all that stuff on the background thread, right? This whole thing doesn't have to happen on the main thread at all. I wonder. Okay. Once it's saved, we can do this. Actually, it screams for an on function, right? Like, do we have a wish dispatcher? Wish dispatcher? We do. What does wish dispatcher do? What do we need here even? We need a wish and we need nothing else. That's it. We could move everything in here. Basically notify project, users feedback moved to completed. I don't know if that's a good function name, but if you want, I can also just what did you do here? I don't see you. Did you create a markdown file? Just do your job. Adrian, super excited to see you back streaming, Martin. Adrian, hey, super excited to have you around. How's it going? I wonder if I've seen you around somewhere on Twitter or Instagram or it feels like there has been some activity recently from you in some kind of way. Okay, it feels to me like I can move this whole thing just here. Let's move this task out. Let's move this one out as well. And then have it be a wish dispatcher. And then notify users. And got this one in a task. Like that. Right? Like just like notify them. And then here, what do we need? What are we missing? Okay, we don't have that helper function. We can move that on down here. Private. Emro, thanks for, I don't know if I spell your name right, but thank you for your follow. How's it going? We definitely need a request. Request and a wish model. And then what else? Previous state and update request. We need the, we need update request as well. What is it called? Here. We did this update request. Update wish state request. That one. Like this. Previous state. Previous state. See? Yeah, previous state is that wish state. That's fine. Previous state is the current wish state. So should from wish state, from the previous state to new state. I don't like this one. Let's say and then new state. And then what do we have here? Async. Okay. Okay, sure. This is async. Throws. This is cleaner, right? Now we're doing everything in the background about the notification. So now we can also check here if we should be notify, request, and then update, request, and wish. Try await. But we only do that if the account, if the person here, exactly, updating wish is not free tier. Exactly, we are, what are we saying? If unequal. And then we say notifying users is not a free tier feature. It's only premium. Right now it's a free tier. Everybody can just do it really quickly, but wait, this is not gonna be, it's not gonna be reliant. So we have to do that one. I think nil is unequal starter tier, and that would be basically a free go for them. Okay, we make this a premium feature now, at least for triggering it, but the UI still allows you to enable or disable it. So we are saying should notify users. This is based on whether that one is enabled or disabled. By default it will be disabled, and I don't want people to be able to enable it if they are not premium subscribed or anything but starter, which means now disabled, where do we have it, in project list here. So I want to have this one be just informative. So do we have a starter? Let's check here anywhere that I can copy. No. Do I have the context of starter in here? I'm not sure. Let me see. Project controller. Doing good, man. Yeah, I was helping you with bugs in Postburst back in. Yeah, I remember that. But I thought maybe I was just thinking of you because I just checked Postburst the last couple of days, and I was remembering you specifically being one of, if not the only one who was using it. So yeah, I was considering going back into Postburst and actually make it work, but it's not a good business choice. I think to be distracted when WishKit is a running business that works. I should be focusing on improving that one more and more. So I decided to keep going with WishKit and make 2026 the year of WishKit, and hopefully grow it to twice or three times the size it is right now. It's quite big for me. It's quite big. I can show you maybe something interesting. I talked about it earlier, but if I check my data clips to query database stuff, then you can see, I mean, obviously we can see we have 846 users right now, signed up active ones. But if I check the user count, we have 3.2 million users. I mentioned that earlier, and this count is growing in minutes. Like if I were to, you see 17, right? But you know how users are created? Simply by, if you have WishKit integrated and one of your users is opening the feedback board, a user is created for that person. If he reopens it, he's re-identified as that user. It's not going to be a new user, but he just has to view the feedback board to be created. as user. And so if I were to like run it again, I'm sure this count is going to go up at least 1. Okay, I'm wrong. Let's give it another minute, and it will. It's what I'm saying is like it doesn't take long for this count to go up and up and up and up within minutes. So this is ever growing. At some point, Heroku is even gonna say, "Yeah, see, now we have new results. Oh, we have 5 more users since I started talking to you guys. 5 more users, app users, not my users, your guys' users, right? So this is growing. This is 5 more database entries here in the user table. This is the biggest table by far. What if we do comments? How many comments do we have? 14,600 comments. That's not bad. 14,000 comments. Who would have thought? And then how many votes? I wonder. User plus wish. How many votes? It would be more than 3.2 million, I think. No, actually, maybe not. No, it should be less. It should be less than the users. Okay, we gotta do this, I think. We cannot. Do we need to do this? There we go. 113,000 votes. I was thinking of putting these metrics on the main page of WishKit. Not just having the businesses here, but have like 3 cards. Like 1, 2, 3. One is maybe how many feedbacks there is in total, right? How many feedbacks do we have actually? What is it? Wishes. We can have one that says we have 14,800 wishes. 14,000. Then we have 113,000 votes. How many projects do we have? Projects would be an app. Each project represents one app. We have almost 1,000 apps created. I'm not saying they're integrated, right? Because who knows, you can create a project and just not integrate it. But those projects are all within the last year, 1,000 almost, just in the last 12 months that are active in the last 12 months. That's a lot. That's a very good start. So that's why gotta focus on WishKit. Now I'm making it more enticing because export CVS is a new feature. You can export your whole feedback in CVS. So if I click that, that's so quick. You can open, which is this one, open it and use it anywhere. You can feed your AI with it. You can import it anywhere else. You have all your feedback exported. Cool. And then you have your other one. And you can do with it whatever you want. This is a new feature that's also just for premium. The fun thing is, here I have a super admin dashboard. I can make myself be a starter tier. And then now I'm starter, right? And I can do, why can't I click that one? Oh yeah, I did it on purpose. You can click that one and then you get a modal. Upgrade your plan to export projects as CVS files. And you'll be redirected here. So I didn't want to remove it so people can still see it and they're like, oh, I want to do that. Okay. Oh shoot, I gotta upgrade. Okay, that's worth it. You know what I mean? So that was kind of the goal. But having the premium features in place, same as here. I want to keep this in place, but disable it and have a hover up. Similar to this one. Upgrade to edit the settings. You see? Basically exactly the same. Okay, let me put myself back as an enterprise. So I got the features. And I'm the only one who can see that. This is tied to my account. Some super admin powers there. Okay, we can close that. Is that the amount of people using it? Wow. Yeah, this is definitely the project to focus on 2026. Thanks Adrian. The people, I'm not sure when you asked the question how many are using it, but 846 businesses are using Wishkit in the last 12 months. In total, I had over 1,300 sign-ups since I launched Wishkit, but about 500 users stopped using Wishkit after a while, like haven't logged in Wishkit for a year. So I declared them stale and deleted their accounts. I gave them a warning and then I deleted their accounts. Some of them re-logged in after a year of being not logged in. But yeah, those stats I think are nice. I can pull them live onto the website. I think that would be a nice feature. Some credibility, maybe up here or underneath the app scroll, something like that. Yeah. Okay, anyway, that's just okay. So here, what do we have? No, I only wrote the documentation in this chat. Yes, tell me. Put it into this directory. Okay, next thing, back to premium feature. Making that thing equal to the revenue indicator. Let's check out how we did that back in the days. Look at this. Edit, syntax, coloring, HTML. So can edit payment amount, else. So if you can edit it, then you actually have an input and label with the correct name, right? With the correct name, because that's the name that's gonna be mapped to the object, decoded. Let's do it. Oh, I'm already here. What am I doing? Payment amount. It's gonna be settings. No, this is going to be, where are we sending this? Settings. It is settings. And we update it, and we have the admin. We have this one. So payment amount. This is the exact match of this input field, right? So it's gonna decode it into that. That's why if you can edit it, I'm using the right name. But if you cannot edit it, I'm leaving everything the same. Even the input is there, but the name is different one. So even if you were sneaky, right? If you were sneaky and this is disabled, but you say, oh, I know HTML, I can enable this, and then you click it and save it, it will work. It will not work because the name is started limitation, and this doesn't map to anything. So you will have to know that it's payment amount. Now, guys, I'm telling you, this is payment amount. Sure, you can go try, but even then, this is just adding to it, right? But even if you were trying to do that, if you are updating your stuff and it's decoding properly, then let me see. Then it just works, because apparently I don't even have a starter tier limitation, like a guard in here. So good luck. Have fun with that. So yeah, that's a little exploit you can do right now that would work, even though you don't have a premium tier. But I'll fix that in a moment. So we just found something together. Yeah, if you knew the name of the actual field, you could edit the HTML, change it to the actual name, submit it, and then it will be enabled. But nobody other than you guys right now would know the name, so nobody would do that. And even you guys won't be able to do it any moment later, because I will fix that in a moment. But yeah, funny enough, I'm actually working in a similar project to Postburst, but for Substack notes. They don't have the schedule post feature, so it might be something worth trying. Oh, so you cannot schedule newsletters? Isn't Substack for newsletters, Adrian? Okay, we want to do the same thing. So let's do else. Let's do this. That's gonna be in project list for that part. So if can edit email notification, That one should be in project settings, project controller. Project controller, when we're listing, getting the list of it, and then we have the context going in there. Oh, here, look, current tier title. Yeah, free. Oh yeah, no, wait a sec. Current tier ID, exactly. Tier ID is starter. Okay, we got it. Current tier ID. Why do we use it that way? Why did I do that? I'm not even using it here. Am I in the right place? Project context list. No, for each project, yeah. Oh, I do need it in the... Oh, this is the project list, right? And then we have... Maybe I'm not using it anymore anywhere. Current tier title. No, I use this one. I'm using current tier title. Maybe I optimized... Oh yeah, this was the previous approach. And then I optimized it for current for tier ID maybe, and I didn't change the front end. Which controller can go? Tier settings control, update request. We don't need to do that. Wish dispatcher. Wait, why is this one? Oh, we refactored that, right? Yeah. Okay. Erias. Hey Martin, I can't join today, but I will watch the reply later I will. Just wanted to say hi. Great that you are streaming again. Happy New Year. Hey, Happy New Year to you as well. And thanks for just stopping by for a second to say hi. I appreciate it. Can you guys still hear the music? I wonder. Actually, I can turn on some light maybe. Am I too dark? I wonder. Maybe I'll turn on some light from over there. That's a little bit better. Okay, so I wanted to double check project list. We are in project controller. We are rendering project list. We're not using current tier ID, but all right, fair enough. Interesting. Form message. I did it this way. Context form message is equal nil. Params. I have a better approach than that. This is old. How old is that? 2023. It's over 2 years old. Okay, because now I can do form message. What was it? Form message. Set params, and then for I don't even know. For message kind. And then we have the message. We can have the message, the kind. Oh, for the URL. Oh, that's right. So then it returns a string. It returns a new URL to... that's why we did it, because we don't want to create a URL. Okay, never mind. I wanted to introduce a is starter tier. Is starter tier. Bool. Is starter tier. Thank you AI for completing that for me. And then here is the starter tier account tier equal starter. Do we have this kind of stuff? Thank you. Somewhere here already, account. We're making sure account exists. Okay, I think that's it. Now we can use that is starter tier. And then here, just is starter tier. This is like a cheap approach. I could actually not call it a starter tier, but like can notify email notification. You know why? Because what if I later want to allow this for starter tiers? I don't know. What if I introduce a different tier? What if I only want notification? Let's call it this, because then I can put the logic here. Can added user notification makes more sense. UI doesn't have to know what, like the logic when it can add it, only that it can add it. Okay, and then if we can add it, you can do this. Is enabled, disabled. Where's the input field though? Oh, I did it in JavaScript. Not me, but that's right. Here. Is notify, get out of data project notify. Let me see. Input. Oh, this one. Where is that one? It lives here in the modal. That's right. That's right. We don't need. I placed it in the wrong place. This is the project card. That one. That's fine. This can stay as is. We need to have it in the modal. Where is it? Here. If it can add it, then you can have all of this. And if you cannot, then I will do the opposite. 4. I'm not gonna give you a 4. Actually, let me just say starter tier. And then input, type checkbox, value, false. Name, starter tier. And then ID, starter tier. So just won't work. And then this is not checked ever. And then we can have it be, this one can be text muted, that's fine. Disabled, I believe. And then what else do we have here? I have had a tooltip like this on the label. So that one, starter tier. And a tooltip. Upgrade to edit this setting. Let's see if that works. So if we edit, wait a sec, what? I'm enterprise, why am I seeing that? Oh, because we didn't do this stuff. Okay. So I'm seeing that. And it's, yeah, okay, I'm seeing as if I'm a starter thing. Email notification, I want this on here too. Now I'm gonna upgrade to edit the settings. We can do, is it muted? Should we have it muted? No, this is fine. Oh, wait. Starter. Oh yeah, it should be muted. Form label, text, muted. And then I can maybe do a span premium feature. I don't know if that's good. I'm just testing. Text, danger. Testing how it looks like. Whoops. Warning. Text, font size 11. Premium feature. Does that look good at all? Maybe. Premium feature. Maybe I should do upgrade to premium and make it a link. Upgrade to edit the setting. What do you guys think? What can I do here? Maybe this is a good call. This is so much. I don't like the double tooltip. It's kind of distracting, right? Yeah, upgrade, and then we can make this one a link, perhaps. And what did we do? Where did we do that? We do export CSV. Now this one, syntax calling HTML, we have, if it cannot, then it will be modal to upgrade. Exactly, upgrade your plan. Where's the, here's the link. This is the one. I was looking for that. Button primary, actually, let's not make it a button. It's just a link. And then no need for a span. How does that look like? Upgrade to premium. Sure. That can go. And then doesn't have to be bold. Doesn't have to have a margin there. And we might be able to do this. Decoration non-text primary and font size 13. Maybe we want some text decoration here. And no parentheses, perhaps. How does that look like? I don't hate it. Some margin start. Yeah, maybe. Upgrade to edit this setting. You click on that, you go to this page. You know, always have them give them the opportunity to upgrade right there and then. Like, oh, I want to use this. Don't let them go out and find, where do I upgrade again? Here. No. You want to upgrade? Okay, sure. Right here. Bam. Pay. That's the idea. It's funny how when I click on this, I'm right on the same spot to trigger this tooltip. notification. Upgrade to premium. Maybe upgrade to use this feature. Or just premium feature. Upgrade to use this feature. Maybe I don't need a tooltip. Maybe I just have that. I think I'm overthinking. This is good enough, no? Okay. So you cannot tap on this. Now I need to rebuild my backend because I am actually premium. So let's see it works properly. There we go. Make it a link to your firewall. Yes, I agree, Adrian. I agree. It should be a link to the paywall. Okay. See, now I can edit that stuff. Save. Yep, added. It's disabled. Enabled. Great. Except if I wait a second, I should not be able to. Wait a second. Can edit user notification. Can edit user notification. Do this. Otherwise, do that with the upgrade stuff, right? This should not be rendered. Amber, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Have you been hanging out in the stream for a while now? How's it going? In case you just joined recently, we have implemented this new feature that you can notify all your users via email if a feature was completed. Right now everybody can access it, but I want to make it a premium feature only and disable the settings for starter tiers. But I got a bug because that stuff here, let me check my HTML, is rendering the wrong one. Yeah, it's rendering I'm local. Let me rerun. So I am starter. Yeah, if you guys want to see me stream again and not miss out on the next stream, then yeah, follow me or subscribe, and then you'll get notified once I'm online again. I'm doing a bunch of different things. This is what I'm working on right now, but also I have the test app for WishKit to check that my SDK works as expected, and so I'm working on revamping that too. So you can see iOS, macOS, watchOS, visionOS, tvOS, make it compatible with all these platforms, focusing on iOS first. And then also, this is just one of my projects. I have 3 more apps that are in the App Store right now that I just went over every single one of them and updated them recently to fix some bugs. One of it is also a game. So I'm optimizing that one too. In case you want to see that, I'll be streaming it here. Projects. Okay. Let's think about it. Actually, I can ask Codex. Awesome, thank you. I went ahead and started implementing logic that would put this feature behind. That would make this feature only available for tiers above 2 non-starter tiers, but I think I got a bug. Can you check my current implementation and logic and share your thoughts in a new markdown file? Make it technically exhaustive and fact-based. Seek maximal truth and facts. Let's see what Codex finds, and in the meantime, we can try to find it ourselves. What if I remove that thing here? That thing that we currently see rendered. It's gone. So can edit has a logic. Can edit user. Oh, I think I'm doing something wrong here. Equal. Can edit means it has to be unequal. What am I doing? That's all it is. That's the bug. Let's see if Codex can find it. Maybe not in time because I changed it right now. So if you can edit it if you're not a starter. Okay, simple as that. Project. It's all enabled for all these guys. Sorry, no. It's enabled for these two, but you cannot change that right now. Upgrade to use this feature. Sure. Upgrade to edit this. I'm not sure if I need this toolbar anymore because I have this link here. I needed this toolbar because I don't have a link here. So, but I think this is just in the way right now. I want to, you know, yeah, let me not use that. Project, tooltip. What is it? That one. What did Codex find? Open, voter, email. Whoops. Let's open that. I like to use Markdown Live Preview, put it in here and then read it. This document, whatever summer, notification trigger logic now compares the state to itself. What? Game flag can it's inverted. Start here gets the edible toggle. No, start does not. Okay, thank you. That's the bug. Server-side update endpoints do not enforce tier for editing the setting. Only the UI hides it. Okay. What do you mean? See, that's what I like. You know, food for thought. He's doing stuff. I can ask him questions. What do you mean by that? So this one is update wish state set to update and saved. Call moved into, but not previous. Oh, but that's because it's hey, that's a good bug caught. We just introduced a bug. The email sending was working. I know which bug it is talking about. Here, previous state, I'm passing in update request that has the new state and wish, right? And then I assumed that wish is the old state, but it's not because we overrode that state with the new one. So it's both the new state. So this one should be, do we need the wish at all here? Yeah, let me see, which wish state is the new one? Okay, let's do this. Wish model. And previous state wish model dot. Where do we have the state? Oh, it's just a global wish state in WishKit shared, I think. Like that. And then we are going to say update request. It's going to be this. Alright, that should fix it. And then on the caller side, we just have to call it properly. Previous state is previous state and update request is update request. Sure, a little bit longer, but I think I fixed it. Can you check and update the markdown file, removing anything that requires no actions? Alright, do that. We fixed that. And then it's true that... Where are we? Oh yeah, I just removed the tooltip. That's much better. You cannot click on that. Upgrade to use this feature. Bam, you hear. Nice. And then, if you for some reason can figure out, I want to gate it as well in the project controller. So if you do update, let's do update project here, right? Then that one, if account, we need to get the account now to override this one. You're only allowed to do that here. Query the account. Update the project. You want to if let tier. Is unequal starter. You're allowed to do that. Updating voter email notifications is not for a starter tier. Okay, we only allow that here, and therefore this will never be true, and therefore even if you are sending stuff or triggering things, this will never be sent. Okay, update the review doc to remove the resolved UI gating issue and reflect the current code path keeping. Okay, the doc now focuses on details. Also patch the remaining issues. Use previous state and wish dispatcher. Wait a second, am I not using that? I think I am using previous state. Can you check? What is he talking about? Rerun. Bam. Upgrade to use this feature. Bam. Okay. Nice. And then now previous state is passed into but not used. The function still calls. Oh, here, that one. Okay, thank you for catching that. Right. I'm so lazy now that I have AI. This one is not using it. Previous state. Okay. Thanks for the catch, Chief. I have fixed it, I think. Please check. I know I fixed it, but you know, I don't want him to say I fixed it. Believe me, I wanted to question me. as for number 2, enforce tier on update slug and update project. Okay, update slug, you are right, I need to do that. So, okay, he's updating this document, removing anything that's not actionable anymore. You know, the bugs that we fixed right now, which is great. Using previous state now, okay, it's past it. Okay, great, thanks. As for number 2, I think I fixed the update project by gating it on the API layer. Please check. Let's check that. We can copy this into the browser and just have a quick read. Yeah, funding endpoints do not enforce tier for editing. Yeah, server-side update. So this is what we partially fixed right now. Oh, it's just slug now. Or is it? No, this one we just fixed. And then update project also persists this field with no tier check. Okay, let's fix that one. Okay, project controller. Updating project slug enforces this started here. Wait, but what if we do that? We're updating the slug to modal, and I think that was coded by, yeah, by AI, by codecs. So we need the same stuff. Only set it when you can. I think I fixed it in update slug. Can you check? Also assuming he now updated this one accordingly to reflect. Yeah, update slug is the only one that's left. And once that is done, I think we caught everything. Isn't that nice? Look at this. What else? No remaining actions item found in current implementation, non-issue. Observed behavior is inconsistent. No, is consistent. Is present. Okay, this matches the non-start tail. Okay. Is still checked inside the dispatcher and will remain a gate even if tier checks passes. Even if check this picture. This project level toggle is still checked. Oh, even if this one passes. Well, I don't understand. In the dispatcher. Yeah. What do you mean by? I just want to understand what this means. Because even still checks inside and will remain even if tier checks passes. Wraps the email sent in. Yeah, wraps it in this one. Okay. So even if the admin is on a non-starter tier and the state transition qualifies, emails only sent when project toggle is enabled. It's an additional gate beyond tier checks. Sure. Okay, whatever, this works as expected. And then we can remove the voter email, this one, and remove the voter email MD there. And we can actually say feature. Moved user email notification behind paywall, basically. We push that and we go to our GitHub that we don't have open anymore. Organizations, WishKit. No. API. Compare pull request created. Now we can check really quick. So I can not edit this one unless I am a builder, for example. Now oh, it's enabled? Why? No. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, no. Because it is actually enabled. Oh yeah, this should reflect the correct state. This one is enabled. UI should always reflect the correct state. Let's see. List here. Can edit. So we have this one on the input form check input. It's fine. They're not going to be able to send anything with it, but if it's enabled, it should show enabled. You can just not edit it. That makes sense to me. Disabled is disabled. So if I am now, less confusing, a builder, I can now actually change that setting. Make it disabled everywhere. And if I'm more than a builder, this is monthly, this is yearly, I should still be able to do everything. And then we have enterprise, monthly, and enterprise, yearly. Okay, cool. Works as expected. That means fixed a bug where UI wouldn't reflect correct state even for a starter. Okay, that's fine now. This is what we checked. After user, yeah, only when, and then we're saying equal to admin. Can edit user notification only if you're not a starter. Same override here. And then we put everything in the background thread. I wonder what Codex thinks of that. Wish controller. Thanks. Now, moving on. Thoughts on having the entire code in Wish controller from line 102 till 114 run in the background. Share your thoughts only. Just checking if you guys are writing anything, but you guys are lurkers, professional lurkers. Oh wait, actually, I think on Twitter I might have some comments that don't come through. Okay, no new comments there. I'm not sure about YouTube, to be honest. There might be something that... What is the multi-stream doing? Nothing. Oh, see? Happy coding, how are you doing? What are you making? Sorry for the late reply. I'm not sure if by now it's clear, but we're improving WishKit, the feedback SDK for your iOS apps or anything Apple platforms. I'm fine with line running in the background, avoids delaying the redirect, but a few considerations. In the tasks throws, sure, you're using a request inside a detached task. After the request returns, if a request isn't safe to retain past the response, consider passing only what you need. Yeah, this grows more database reads, more emails. You may want a proper job queue to control retries and rate limiting. Okay, give me a markdown file outlining the exact code you want me to place there regarding plus fresh DB connection. I want to see what you mean. And then in the meantime, we are reviewing our own code. So this was fine, it will still work. We can just optimize it perhaps to not use a request, but application, because the request object might not live beyond. I think that's the issue, right? Request object might not live beyond the call. Here, update wish state, request redirect is returned. The request object might not live anymore. Who knows how that is handled? But we don't need a request object inside here. We are retaining it, but actually we don't need it. All we need is application. Here, application. Oh, we do need request and view. The view renderer. Oh, application has the view. Interesting. For self, for request, for that request. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would have to pass an application and view renderer in here in order to render the context, the view, and then send out the email to not retain request. I don't know how that's handled. We can have a look at what he's saying. Okay, replace the existing task block inside update wish state with the snippet below. It creates a new request from and uses background request DB for fresh database access. So application on event loop next. Yeah, he likes to do catch. We do that. Okay, understood. Why are we grabbing it on a new? We're not reusing the old wish. Here we're grabbing the old wish's ID to then query it again, and then we notify it using the background request and the wish from there. The background request. All of this is just based on a new application and a new event loop. The next one. Is that truly safer? Check the document you created, and is it truly better, safer than the current approach? Looks good to me. I'm not only a reviewer. Use a notification on complete. I'll write an email about the new user notification feature on MailerLite. That's what we want to do, and then I want to copy card. Where is the copy? Which one is the copy? About write an email about the new ability that you can update your email now. It's very small. This is a small email I can send out like today, and this is a bigger email where I want to create a small video, screen recording, how I'm showing that you can go into projects, you can see email notification disabled, edit it. Hey, what happened there? Did you see that? What was that? Did I do that? I wonder if JavaScript is slow and I'm faster, and it will rehydrate the modal with the state, even though I changed it after. That was a rap line. That rhymed. Okay. That would be a new... a new email. An actual premium feature email. Cool. We got that. The next thing would be this. This would include working on the SDK. Let me close that out. So what are you saying? It's safer in terms of request lifetime, but it's not strictly better in every way. The current code captures the request and uses it after the response returns. That can be risky if request isn't meant to outlive the request lifecycle. Well, can you check if it is okay for the request to outlive the... what is the life? Do some investigative work. I wonder if you can dig into the packages of Vapor and check. I can't guarantee it's okay. In Vapor, request is typically scoped to the lifetime of the HTTP request response and tied to its event loop and body buffers. Using it after the handler returns isn't something the framework guarantees as safe. That's why the safer pattern is to capture only what you need and use a request application and a fresh request database connection inside the background task. So I wouldn't rely on request outliving the request lifecycle unless Vapor explicitly documents it, and it usually doesn't. But can you check the Vapor code? I mean, it's in my code base as a dependency and on GitHub. Open sourced. Do some more work. 77% context left. Sure. Let's check the deployment. How's that going? Okay, still running. Still not deployed just yet. Which means you can still edit this one, even if you're not an admin user. That's fine. Are you checking stuff now? Class and request. I checked the local Vapor source and there is no explicit lifecycle guard, the init hook or invalidated flag that would prevent you from using a request after the response is returned. It's a final class, sendable, and it keeps references to application and an event loop. However, the only lifecycle hint is this comment on storage. This container is used as arbitrary request local storage during the request response lifecycle. So there is no code level guarantee that a request is safe to use. Okay. If you're insisting, that's why using to build a new request in a background task is the safer pattern. Okay, sure. If that's the safer pattern, it was saying to capture application, get the IDs, after request copy, get a copy Okay, why are we copying? Can you explain that? Can you explain why we're copying structs explicitly? I want to learn and know. Assign created. Yes. I want to. It makes it clear the background task uses stable, immutable data and avoids accidentally capturing other state. It's not strictly required of these. Those won't change, but it's a defensive clarity move for async work. Sure. This sounds like, not if I wonder if we should just move. We're capturing everything here. I wonder if we should create all that stuff inside here. What do you think? Oh, but let's try. I see. No, but that's fine. I can go in here. Do you think of moving all this code into the dispatcher method? If you think that's a good idea, update the document. Please do that. And then we're still deploying. So what's next? Heroku is the best and easiest way to deploy. We use it for Swiftly workspace. Pricing is also very good. Hey, I agree. I've been using Heroku ever since. It just works. There's been a couple of other new websites that came up. I think Netlify or something like that, where you could deploy your Vapor projects. But honestly, since what was it? Even since 2000 and I would say 16 or 17, almost 10 years now, I've been using Heroku ever since Vapor came out, and it's been great ever since. Yes, moving those database lookups into the dispatch is a good idea. It keeps the controllers thinner. Yes. Thank you. See, that's why AI is great, but knowing how to code is improving the overall outcome, because it even agrees that it's better this way, but it didn't suggest it itself. And you want to have your stuff on the right layer, because the control is just supposed to compose, like, oh, I call this, I grab here, I grab that, but not really logic. When I call this and that, that's going to be the dispatcher he's calling that does all the logic, the crunching, number crunching. So which controller? That's why I moved everything in here. So that's not even sending the email. This is sending the email, right? But here we have some logic going on and a logic helper. This one, sure, it has a tier, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I wanted to know from here already whether I'm not calling this function. This is for me better to see the tier, but everything else, logic is down there. Okay, anyway, even this update stuff, updating the state, could be in the dispatcher. So now it's suggesting to put it in there. What does it say? It says, well, even this one I would put there, to be honest. Thoughts on moving into the dispatcher? Be honest. And then this helper, notify. Yeah, this one would do all the querying on the new request, because it's a background request now. We could do even a context, a data transfer object, to optimize it. I would usually not code this because I wouldn't be aware of that the request cannot outlive its life cycle. So I would just move on. But maybe it's like some bugs that I'm introducing that are hard to debug in the future. I would move this into dispatcher creating a request as an orchestration concern, choosing event loop trying to. It feels more appropriate at the controller. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, composing, orchestrating. If you move it, the dispatcher starts owning event loop selection and request lifecycle, which blurs responsibilities. Agreed. Okay, fine. That's fine by me. It's an easy change. Wish model. With the project filter, the ID of the wish is the same as the wish ID. So we're grabbing the same wish ID and then notify, and we need the project and we need the votes because we want to grab the emails from each vote and the name of the project. Okay, that makes sense to me. We could have actually, do you see a way to optimize this code? Do we need to query the project? Or is all we need the project name and we already have it? And yes, you can avoid requerying the project and wish if you capture everything you need before the task. You already have the wish. Yeah, you're right, even everything else. Only needs to render email, not a bit. Okay, so the trade-off is requery current, safest for database bound objects, but extra database load. Pre-compute send, no extra database reads consistent state of a change of time, but you must avoid carrying model objects into the task, only raw values. That feels like it's getting complicated. Let's not do that at all, I would say. Welcome back, Martin. I hope you find time to pick Pixelblitz back up. The decoys were great. Thanks, Heist. I'm glad you remember that. I actually looked into Pixelblitz recently, and I definitely want to pick up game development again, and maybe Pixelblitz will be something I will revisit and optimize, because the gameplay was based on having multiplayers, and I think single player should be there somehow. But yeah, definitely want to pick it up. Okay, so I think we're deployed now. Great. That means now everybody, if you log in, great. This is only available for premium or non-starter tiers. Awesome. Something else I wanted to provide is the opportunity to delete the project. That could be an easy feature I could implement right now. What do we have here? We only have the MD. Okay, we don't need that. Go back to main, pull origin main, leave the context, update. Oh, we're already in main. Because nobody can delete their projects, right? So I can introduce, I think, just a button here. Something similar to delete and then a confirmation to delete. Something as simple as project list. Because here's the thing, you can only have one project as a starter tier with, I think, 5 feedbacks at most. You can have more feedbacks, but you won't be able to see them, and your dashboard will tell you that you have more than 5 feedbacks. You gotta upgrade to see them. Project wise, you can only create one project, and then this one says you have to upgrade to create another project. Now, for the ones who don't know, if you upgrade to premium for $15 a month, you can create 2 projects and you have unlimited feature requests. Here you have up to 5 feature requests that you have access to. You have unlimited here. And all the other things, feature comments and so on. But 2 projects means, you know how quickly you can create a project? Imagine you have a premium tier, you have you pay for it, right? You have Pixel Blitz, and then you want to create a new app. You click that button, done. New project created. Now all you can do is edit it. You cannot, I can create another project. Now I have another project. Now, well, I am on the enterprise tier. I can create indefinite amounts of projects, but it's just one click away to do so, and I cannot delete them anymore. If you're enterprise and you have like accidentally created a project, even though you don't have an app to use it for, then you have forever like 7 entries here. Now I have 2 more entries I cannot delete, even though I don't have these apps. So I did this myself right now. So now I really need a delete button. I would say let's do that. So this is the edit button, right? What we can do is we can say button and then we can say class button outline danger, and here refresh chat. Did it delete everything? Whoops. I thought it would load it. Okay, fair enough. Delete. I want to use an icon instead. Wait, this is live. We want this guy. See, we got delete there. And we said width is 100. I wonder if I remove that. Still 100. Why? Okay, we're going to wrap this all in a div. And then have it flex. There we go, flex. And this one gotta be a button small. Button small. This one can be again with 100. I think 100 just says 100%. But what if? Is that saying 100%? Mm, 100% important, yeah. Actually, Codex to the rescue. Hey, I have this code in project list.leave, and I want the edit button to be stretched to fill as much space. No, wait. I want the delete button to have the size based on its content, and the edit button to stretch to fill the empty space. Use bootstrap classes to achieve that. As clean as possible. Let's see what it does. I don't want it to write custom CSS. So currently it's on a new line. Maybe it should just be flex inline. Display flex. Maybe I forgot. There we go. Gap 2, so we have a little bit of gap, and that's it. Flex string 0. Do I have to have flex string 0 and 1? I suppose. What if you say this? See, this works too. With 100% and nothing here. Less classes, that works for me. And then gap 2, I suppose, is giving the gap between them. Yeah. Great. And then bootstrap icons. And then we want the trash icon. That one. That one. That one. Perfect. And then once we click it, I made some optimizations to it. Thanks, that works. Next, I want to click on that delete button, which is now a trash icon, and have it open drop down to confirm deletion. Similar to when you click here to delete this feedback. Let me see. Delete this feedback. Where is that? Editor, syntax coloring HTML. We are doing this form wish detail model similar to wish detail model leave. When you click on the delete button with the class. Cool. Let's see if it does what it does. Pin it. I think I could have just copy pasted it over and just adjusted it, but let's see who's faster. It might just do, and then I can just review it. Is this all well aligned? Yeah. That way, I don't know if I want this outline to exist. Maybe it should be, should it be in here maybe? Maybe this is fine. Oh, delete this project is reading an email. Got it. I can mirror the wish delete button drop down pattern. What should the delete to submit to? I want it to delete the project. So if the endpoint doesn't exist on project controller, please implement. All right, do the work for me, essentially. Controller. Let's see, we don't have a delete here yet. Can someone just say something in the chat? I don't know if it's still working. Just hi or bye, or I'm not sure. Because I refreshed it and I don't see anything anymore. But it's fine if you just want. All right. You know, the codecs implemented, or what? Adrian, hi, thanks, perfect. Codecs one-shotted export CSV and also update email, basically one-shotted. So small adjustments, what you see I do as well. Also stuff around here, so much. It would have taken me hours to implement, think about, and coordinate refactoring stuff here and implement the logic. Same as here, but Codex does all the work for me, so I can be so fast in delivering features. let's see, what does it do? Here we go. This delete stuff now has, no, this is the wrong one. It was the project list one here. Still, now it has delete this project. How about delete and then project name? Do we have that? I like this better. The delete Steinsgate. I would like people to really know what they're doing. And then also, let's do it bold. Delete Steinsgate. Yeah. What if I just want it to be a modal instead? What about instead of drop down, make it a modal? I think that would be better. Thanks, I made some optimizations to the front end UI, but now I'm thinking, what is it saying? Try if you want. Okay, it just did the backend implementation, I think. Says I should check it. Here, delete. Let me see. Can I find in scope? Yes, because it's not importing the right thing. We need to import FluentKit, I think, or just Fluent. For this to work. Wow. Oh boy. This whole thing. Yeah, delete project is a whole ordeal. That's why it's not that simple. You cannot just delete a project. You have to delete everything in order. You have to delete feedback associated to the project, comments associated to the feedback, votes associated to feedback, and users associated to the project, and you have to do it in order. You cannot delete a feedback if users exist that are associated with it. Or like if a vote exists. If a vote exists, it's a many-to-many table, and if you delete a feedback, then you're basically saying that you want to delete that feedback entry in the database, but the many-to-many table still references the foreign key of that feedback, so you have to delete that vote first. And there's other references like that. That's why this is such a huge function. This is just to delete the project. And I have a super admin, what is it? User controller that delete admin. This deletes an admin. This is deleting an account. This whole function is to deleting an account. And I wrote this myself first, and I had so many trial and errors. It's such a scary thing to do to delete an account, because if I made a mistake in deleting some data sets in a database, I'm corrupting my database. Having some, and I'll corrupt it in a way, maybe not corrupt, because it protects me from deleting things that have a foreign key reference. But I was scared to delete, let's say comments. Comments have a reference to a project. I guess you cannot delete a project without deleting a comment. But I was scared that I would have some lingering data sets that are not referencing anything anymore that's existing. And then I cannot access these to delete anymore, because I would not know about them, that they are not referencing any projects or comments or like feedbacks anymore. Anyway, cool. Let me check that now. Delete project, delete Steinsgate. Yeah, I like that better. And then let's try this. Let's delete that. Aha. Oh, because it doesn't exist, that endpoint. I have to run the project with the new code. log in again, and then now we can try to delete it. Okay, works. This one I have to adjust. Look, the height is not proper, but seems to work. But I have to read over the code. Delete button. But that's better, right? I like the modal better. Modal. Modal is here. So let's do delete, and then we can remove that, and that's it. Delete Steinsgate. Or maybe, are you sure you want to delete? Maybe this should be a text danger. Steinsgate. Or primary, what should it be? Just so it's more apparent what you're deleting. I think left line is better. Are you sure you want to delete Steinsgate? Yeah. Crimson. This looks good now. Okay, I'm gonna peel on orange really quick. The first peel. Here you go. No, that looks good. Let me check the code now. See, that would be now project deletion works. This would be another email. 3 emails. I could schedule them, and then people will feel like, oh, there's things going on. WishKit is in development and that's good, because it is. And we are improving on all fronts, because that's actually a dashboard where you can now finally really manage your stuff, right? Changing emails that wasn't working before, deleting projects, exporting your stuff. So it's definitely more sophisticated now. Now let's see, let's think about it. Thanks, I like the model better, made some UI changes, clicked the trash button and deleted a bunch of projects successfully. And now, can you check that your logic and implementation around deleting a project is exhaustive and doesn't introduce bugs, stale database data? Perhaps compare it to the super admin controller. Super admin controller, admin user deletion service. Struct and its implementation of deleting an account, which includes project deletion, in case you missed something in your, thank you, implementation, or your implementation is catching something new that is missing. So either mine is more complete or his is more complete, and just double cross-reference, cross-check. Then what I want to do is I want to refactor this logic should not live in here. Deleting a project should be in a different controller, a service. This should actually be a dispatcher. I don't call service. I don't call things services. I call them dispatcher. But that's fine, smaller refactorings. Because I want to, if I say I'm deleting a project, right, here, if that logic is the same that I use here to delete a project, starting from here, looks very similar. If let dummy user, get the dummy user, filter on admin ID and first. Now look at this. Query, filter admin user and project ID. Okay, well this is different, right? I suppose it's, oh yeah, it's equivalent to the project ID, the specific project ID we want to delete. Okay, sure. Because here we're deleting all the projects. So we're getting everything. Okay. Still, I want to move this out of here. The controller has too much logic. Remaining. Okay, that's good. We are doing something similar here. I had some bugs. Remove any lingering votes, comments before project level wish deletion. Remaining wish IDs. I had something going on there. That code is caught. See, this whole code, all of this, we're having the project up until here. I think we are grabbing the right project and we're grabbing the project ID. So this whole code can be moved. And then I can deploy that. Should there be a button like that? Project list. This trash icon, where is it? Oh. Somewhere up here. Here. What if it's not a button at all? Like that. What would it look like? That looks like Windows 98 button. Ah, see? Yeah. And then text. Danger. It could look like that. Does that look better or worse? Oops. I would add a cancel button next to delete. Not sure if you like it. Oh, okay. Let me try that. Right. I think that's not a bad idea because that's so big. Then you accidentally click it and you are done. Done for. Let's do button small. See how that looks like. I don't know if that's better or not. Button outline danger. This is the difference. That or that. I think with the outline looks better. And then you said cancel button. I like that. We have a cancel button somewhere. Is it here? Merge cancel. How does that look like? What does it do? Copy HTML. We're not even really coding anymore. We're just copy pasting stuff. Cancel. And it closes it out. Okay, great. And now this one, it's gotta be display flags. Oh no, that one. Display flags. We got that. What does it do over here? Gap 2, but it had... Interesting, because these things are next to one another. And these are not next to one another. Oh, because the div doesn't have a full size, does it? Or no, it does. Oh, the form doesn't have. Okay. The form. It doesn't have to live in the same form. That's fine. Where is it? Here. That cancel button doesn't need to be, and then this width 100 can be actually on the form, I suppose. Maybe even on both. Might be needed on both. And then button secondary, button outline secondary, and button small till. Hey, no flex. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Oh, margin top, that's why. No margin. Like that over here. Now it's the same. And this guy actually can have margin top 3. And then the flex can have gap 2. And there we go. We have cancel. And text light, perhaps. I kind of want it to be 50-50. Can we do that? It's not, oh yeah, because that's not 50-50. Oh, this one can be 100. Yeah, that's 50-50. If I don't do it secondary, what color is it? Delete, cancel. Is that better with the cancel button? Probably, right? And then we didn't check light mode. Light mode for a bunch of things. This looks fine, light mode. Edit. This looks fine too. Text. Should it be light, not green? Export CSV, just like the list here. Smaller inconsistencies. But this looks fine to me. What does Codex see now? Okay, medium. Delete project isn't wrapped in a transaction. So yeah, exactly. So any midway failure can leave partial deletes removed but project row still present. Avoids this class of inconsistency. Consider wrapping delete project in a transaction or extracting shared deletion logic into a service with a transaction. Dummy user cleanup only deletes the first matching admin user for the project if the data ever gets into a state with multiple admin scope users per project, the extras and their data would remain. Currently we only have one dummy user per admin, and I don't see it changing. I don't see additional project scope tables beyond this, so the current delete path appears comprehensive for the project data. Also removes internal feedback and admin votes comments, which are admin scoped, not project scoped, so I wouldn't expect project deletion to touch them. Delete all matching admin users for the project. Let's do number 1 and 2 for the project controller. I want to see it. I want to see the dummy user deletion before we touch this stuff here. Project controller can introduce that. And then what do you think of moving project deletion into a project dispatcher method? Do I have a project dispatcher? I do. See? After he's done, you can do that. Looks great, Adrian. Adrian, that was a great addition. I think I like it too better. Much more clear than going over here. Just like, are you sure you want to delete status gate? Whoops, no, not that one. I meant this one. Yeah, much better. Thank you. That's awesome. See, and then we can delete projects. And then once Codex tells me wrap project deletion transaction, we can check it out. And then now we can do this next thing. Here, transaction. Right. So you guys know what transaction means, right? So every action that's been executed here, like delete a dummy user, it's deleted, but it's kind of like marked as deleted in the database. So it will definitely be gone, but only if this deletion succeeds. This deletion is also marked for, deletion, and that one and that one. So if anything of this, any single thing of that fails, I guess the query of all doesn't count, but any other deletion fails or altering of the database fails, it will roll back everything and nothing happened, which is good because we don't want any corrupted data or any midway, whatever, what if the application just kills itself in the middle of this execution, or something happens, times out, or whatever. I don't want any weird corrupted data states in the database. So it should roll back. Okay, and then I would be in favor of moving it into the project dispatcher, or, yep, it centralizes the cleanup logic, yep, makes it reusable from other controller jobs. You can also keep the transaction boundary in the dispatcher to guarantee atomicity. Atomicity? Alright, if you want, I can extract the current delete project flow into dispatcher delete project and keep the control assistant. Yup. Do it. Such a good assistant. See, this would have taken me so much longer because I would have to wrap my head around, what does project deletion include? Yes, I have something similar going on here, but that's different still because I'm deleting all projects, and I go through all projects. Here, it's a single one, and I have to think about what if I miss something like the dummy user. I can forget something, so yeah. Great, Codex is doing that for me, the thinking part. Let's see. Nice. So much thinner now. Deleting projects is just 10 lines. And then we have project dispatcher, and this will introduce a whole new function. There we go. There we are. And then this one needs to import Fluent, and project controller doesn't need Fluent anymore. If we run it, this should work. What does it say? Delete a project to confirm behavior is unchanged. If you want, I can reuse delete project for admin deletion service to eliminate duplication. Is it applicable for each project? Is it applicable even? Because we have dummy users up here going on, and the project controller does, the project dispatcher does. Dummy user here again. It does it per what is it doing here? It says, oh yeah, dummy user based on project ID. It might refactor this admin deletion, moving that stuff into the loop of project, because per project ID. Let's do this. Create a new project. I did it so that you have a color and a name whenever you create a new project, so everything is set for you. You can go in and edit it to my workouts, or like I don't know, Twitch tracker, Twitch, oh yeah, app, public. This all works, Twitch tracker. And then if we go for localhost, we see Twitch tracker is in review. Twitch tracker is in progress. Nice. And then we can delete Crimson Gecko and Twitch tracker and Steinsgate. Do we have any other? This is all the projects. Is there any other admin users? I'm the only one. Okay, nice. I can still delete stuff like this. You know, oh, the reason why I have a drop down like this here for deletion confirmation is because that's already a modal. And I have not figured out for Bootstrap how to open up another modal over this modal. Instead, if I would open another modal, it will dismiss this one. And then if you dismiss the delete modal, you are not in here anymore. So that's kind of inconvenient, right? Look at this. You're opening this modal and you out, right? And that's why for deletion, I want to just keep it like this. Although I gotta say, if you delete it, then this is gone anyway, I suppose. But what if you just click this accidentally? You didn't mean to. There's another bug I need to fix. Look how dark this is. The background here is not fixed. This screams lack of quality. This is so white, I'm just not used to it. Creating new magenta wolf. Alright, thanks Adrian. Oh yeah, I think you're still saying looks great for the cancel button. Okay, great. Cool. Project deletion works. Git checkout project deletion. You can now delete a project. Let's push that. Thanks. I think I'm good. Good work. Project deletion works. Great. Actually, we have it open here. Pull request. Create a new pull request. And then here, email about update admin email, and then email about project deletion. This is going to be 3 emails I'm going to be scheduling over the course of a few days, maybe. Okay. Project deletion is just a little vitamin. It's not really a feature, right? So it's just the quality, some quality improvements. A true feature we implemented was the notify users who voted, and a true feature that will be implemented next is gonna be this. We talked about this earlier, work in progress bubble, which means add a way for developers to write and edit and show hide a small message with users directly within the WishKit dashboard. The message could be displayed at the top of the feature request list. For example, an optional section with one cell here from your dev. I could see myself using this feature to share the latest progress. So basically, here above the feature list, you will have like a section that says "Hear from your dev," and it has like a little bubble that shows a message. And then maybe you can collapse it or not, or maybe hide it or whatever. I don't know. But for developers, for you guys to be able to communicate with your app users directly here and give them a message. Say, for example, I'm working on the calorie tracker next or whatever. Yeah. So where's this was WishKit iOS example, I think. Calorie tracker. Recommended workouts. Oh, it's a local thing. Never mind. There we go. Hey. Okay. Oh, I even got an email that I got a new comment for better workout. My phone watch vibrated because every time someone comments, you'll get an email. Also, every time someone is send email when user creates new feature request to you as a developer, and send email when user comments on a feature, so you are always aware of what's happening in your feedback. Okay, we were doing a review. Okay, this looked good. Everybody should be able to delete, edit, and delete. How does it look like when we are shrinking it? Okay, that's good. That works for me. Delete project modal, fine. New delete project endpoint, fine. Delete project gets the admin. Wait, but yeah, here's the thing. Here's an exploit, I think. Let's try this. I got better workout, right? For support at WishKit. Let's sign up with a new email. Okay, I'm gonna say Digimon. I got a Digimon, right? Let me say I'm an admin. Let me delete this, and let me say I want to have this form. Oh wait, I'm gonna go here. Let me have this form, go to delete, and then how is it grabbing my, how does it know about, where was it? Here. Delete request, delete project request, self. See? So the form, this is what I'm going to do. The button has somewhere there gotta be a name. Input, the hidden input field, exactly. It says Digimon, right? Let me say better workout. It's not my project. It's not even in my account. It's just a random other developer. Let's see how that works. I see Digimon's still alive. Let me log out. Let me log in. Let me log in into the other account. And better workout is still there too. Why? Okay, that's good actually, but I don't see a project model. Ah, see here. Okay. Yeah, it's returning if the admin is trying to delete a project. This is not gonna find better workout for me as an admin. I was trying to make sure that I cannot delete other people's projects if I know their names. So it's gonna return, and then that's good. Good, we tested that edge case. We got delete project, we've tested that, seems fine. I mean, I don't know. And then we got the delete, see, created by Martin Lazek on January 3rd. This is not the American way notation. Delete project request. Yeah. We don't need to push this right now, but it's gotta be correct. I mean, I don't like this notation, but we gotta be consistent. Glad to be part of it. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it, Adrian. It looks good to me. That means we can merge yet again. The other stuff, oh, look at this. Since we talked about it earlier, 994 apps. This is, oh yeah, it loads. We have 2 more. You know why? We created this ourselves, these 2 more. So we will be able to delete them soon. Let's see here. I didn't merge yet, did I? No, I didn't. Confirm merge. Yes. Delete branch. Closed. Did we delete these other branches? It's auto deleted. I think I have a settings, but locally I believe locally I don't delete. You see remote, they're still showing, but if I say prune, and also my remote references should be up to